You want to go to Proud Boys?
Yeah,
Let's go to Proud Boys.
I think-
Enrique Tario, former Proud Boys leader, sentenced to 22 years in prison. A Wall Street Journal story.
Oh.
Wall Street Journal story. Let's go through this here. Former Proud Boys leader Enrique is on a 22-year sentence, the longest in over 1,000 cases related to January 6, 2021 Capitol assault, after being convicted of seditious conspiracy, a charge related to efforts to use force to overthrow the government, impede its law, or seize its property. Prosecutors initially sought a 33-year sentence for Tario, but cited his leadership role and the Proud Boys' involvement in the attack when recommending to punishment. While the U.S. District Court Judge Timothy Kelly expressed discomfort likening the events to terrorism, Tario, who did not enter the Capitol himself, apologized for his role in instigating the events, while his defense team argued for a 15-year sentence, saying, "My client is no terrorist. My client is misguided patriot." Wait, he never went in. He's getting 20.
That's the key. He never even went inside there. So it's getting further and further from the supposed insurrectionists, the rioters, the terrorists. He wasn't in there. He's not a white supremacist. Joe Biden's quick to call Proud Boys a white supremacy group. His name is Enrique Tario. He's an Afro-Hispanic gentleman, and he's going to lose his whole 40s. He's going to be in prison from 39 to 51 if he gets out early.
What do you think the sentence should be?
Well, let's look at this. Does he have a prior record? Has he done anything wrong in the past? Because, the whole thing with Biden is we got to give people second, third, and fourth chance if it's someone on the left. But if it's someone on the right, give him life. He wasn't even there.
So and 22 years. That's you think he should get 2 years? Should he get 5 years? Should he get 10 years? Should he walk off for free?
No, not walk off for free.
What should it be?
First of all, I did, because I'm going to be honest, I didn't dive in and find out all, because the guy was at his house. I don't know. He planned and orchestrated. My question is, do you guys remember that group, Pat? You guys might have remembered Antifa during the entire Trump presidency, during the George Floyd riots. These people who were
peaceful protesters,
funded by George Soros, Pat, they caused absolute mayhem in this country. They caused violence. They killed people. They burned down cities. They did all this shit. And guess what? When they got arrested, guess who bailed them out? Hollywood elites, Kamala Harris. Everybody's like, hey, we got to help these people.
Get them out.
Get out. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, and they helped them out.
So however soon they got out, that's how quickly Enrique.
Yeah, exactly. And guess what? On this January 6th, this insurrection, quotation marks, that nobody died.
Nobody brought their guns.
Nobody
you have to go to Liberty Safe to get their gun.
Exactly. But here's my thing. I think, Adam, a fair thing would be, if he did really, really incite violence, like the Ray Epps, the guy, the FBI that were like, everybody go in. Those people should be in prison with these guys if that's going to be the case. And if Trump wins, I genuinely hope that he takes all those guys and pardons them all.
So answer the question then. How long should he go to jail for? This isn't a trick question, guys. How long should he go to jail for?
I don't know the specifics of what evidence do they have.
3 months plus probation.
Okay, because let me just... You read the article. It's in front of your face.
Yeah.
They were trying... Number one, I don't really give a shit about this guy. We actually had the opportunity to bring him on the podcast. We said no.
The Proud Boy guy?
2021. Pat's credit, he's like, nah.
Yeah.
We don't go down that far-right rabbit hole Proud Boy thing. But I will say this. The prosecutors sought a 33-year sentence. But what did his defense want? What did his defense ask for?
A bargaining chip.
For how much? How many years?
15 years.
15 years. So his defense attorney said, at the very least, give him 15 years. They settled, they split the difference at 22 years. So I'm just looking at what his defense is basically saying. Basically, his defense is basically saying, you're going to jail, buddy.
Yeah,
and it's going to happen for a while. So this whole thing.
By the way, good point, okay, that even his defense is saying 15 years, not saying nothing. But also good point on you. If he's got to go, Epps has got to go.
Epps should.
If they both go in the same cell for 15 years, now you're going to say fair.
Exactly.
But Epps gets off. Why? He's saying get in the Capitol, and there's videos. Epps has got to be inmate.
I agree.
Roommates with this guy. Then we can sit there and say you're being reasonable.
I will say this guy Ray Epps should be charged with something, but what he is not should not be charged with is this seditious conspiracy. But this is my speculation. I haven't read into this all that much, but I know what a seditious conspiracy is. He didn't even go in the Capitol. It's kind of like he was the party promoter. He promoted the party.
Yeah, it's called.
He sent out flyers. He advertised the hell out of it.
That's.
But he just didn't go to the party.
Adam, that's called inciting a riot. That's called inciting an insurrection. He's telling all these he's pushing the gates and pushing them to go in. He deserves to. If that
I'm not talking about Epps. I'm talking about why Enrique Tarrio is going to jail. He was the big party promoter of the and I'm not even on your I'm on your page.
Yeah.
I don't think it was an insurrection.
I love.
I think it was a rebellion.
Yeah.
I think it was a shit show. I'm not on the insurrection label. I get that people are calling it.
Do you think Ray Epps?
I don't think these Proud Boys were actually going to take over the government.
I agree.
I actually think a lot of them actually do love America.
Yeah.
That's
Have
the
you
one
guys
thing.
met any of the Proud Boys? Have you ever had a interaction with them? I did a comedy show in North Hollywood, California. Guys with a bunch of polo shirts after the show. Hey, you're funny. I go, what's going on with the polos? Like, oh, you don't know? We're the Proud Boys. I go, what do you guys do?
Yeah.
Well, Antifa has been beating up old ladies and Christians walking to the Trump rallies. So we're showing up now and we're kind of giving them the business if they mess with us. I said, that sounds almost noble, like kind of like a counterforce. And they said, you want to join? I said, no, thanks. And by the way, most of these...
We're going to go burn some crosses after this. Come hang out, buddy.
I wouldn't be here. I'd be with Tario. But they were all, by the way, black guys. So not even a white.
Wait, they're white supremacist black guys? That doesn't make sense,
I met 4 or
Kayvon.
5 black guys. I know, it didn't make sense.
Rob, what were you about to say something?
But to corroborate what Kayvon said, my mom was not on the Capitol,
Proud
but
Boy?
she was in.
Oh, shit.
She was in Washington D.C.
Shocker alert, Rob.
Yes.
that
She
beard.
she wasn't on the Capitol, but the Proud Boys were providing security to the older ladies. My mom's in her 70s. They were guiding her around the city.
It's like
to protect
badass
them.
Boy Scouts, and when a little guy jumps out of the bushes with tight black pants and throws an egg, they would just go put him in the hospital.
Yeah, there's groups called the Guardian Angels with red shirts that go back like in the 80s.
Yes.
Yeah.
With all this. And, I look at it this way. I'm not in the courtroom here, but if he gets 22 years, then the 3 people that organized the Kavanaugh riot and protest, don't they get 2?
Something?
You remember this? The
Yes.
Justice Kavanaugh riot? They did the same thing. Broke through the doors, came inside,
Banging
pushed the
on the
cops around,
doors.
and then I'm looking at it and saying, what is the difference here? Why don't those people get 2 years for inciting a riot and breaking through the doors and trying to make this protest, and then these guys get 22 years? Yeah, I just I'm still troubled by the selective prosecution here.
Well, I will say this, that one of the things you have to love about America is your ability to protest or even riot in that regard.
164 people arrested during the protest for crowding, obstructing, or incommoding. They broke doors. They came in there. They had Tell me what the difference is. Tell me what the difference is when these guys broke through the Kavanaugh.
They came rushing.
Tell me what the difference
You know
is.
why? Because they're registered Democrat. That's why, and they're fine.
I'm saying, okay, if you get 22 years, why don't these guys, the 3 organizers...
I don't even remember this, but are you saying that this is comparable to
They
January 6th?
stopped the hearing. They stopped the hearing of.
No, they came in,
Supreme
though.
Court justice.
I want to see what he's talking about. This is comparable to January 6th, this?
In a way.
Once it breaks free here, I'm saying...
I want to see it.
I'm saying, if this guy gets 22, why do these people not get 2?
It's a fair question.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.